So I just literally recorded a video about what's happening down in Luton in the United Kingdom with the van factory and how that's closing. I've done a video as well going over Nissan and a story about them urging the government to in the United Kingdom to reconsider their targets when it comes to their zero emissions vehicles mandate, the ZEV mandate in the UK. And this article on the motoringchronicle.com seems to kind of go over those stories and maybe some other ones as well, because I imagine the UK is not the only one that's in this predicament right now where it's trying to transition to clean energy, trying to transition to zero emissions and electric vehicles, but the pace at which it is trying to dictate that is too ambitious and too deluded if you're being cynical about it as well. But let's have a look at this, guys. Let's have a read about the rant in that other video. So do check that out if you haven't already. That'll probably be out at the same time as this one. But let's have a look at what has been said here on the motoringchronicle.com. The UK automotive industry is urged for urgent government intervention to safeguard the sector and Britain's zero emissions vehicles. The call comes as a new analysis by the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders (SMMT) reveals this week that demand for EVs and the need to fulfill ever-rising sales quotas will cost the industry around £6 billion in 2024 alone, and even more next year, with the potential for devastating impacts on business viability and jobs. The automotive sector remains committed to delivering a decarbonised road transportation sector. Every manufacturer has invested billions, providing a choice of more than 125 zero-emission car models and over 30 van models, with rapid improvement in battery technology putting paid to range anxiety. Since the mandate was designed more than 2 years ago, the original assumption on which it was founded have not yet borne out. Market demand has, however, failed to meet ambition. Interest rates are steep, raw material and energy prices remain high, and geopolitical tensions and economic uncertainty are impacting global confidence. The UK is not immune to global pressures, with costs stubbornly high and a lack of confidence in perceived charge point provision resulting in a reluctant market. When the mandate was unveiled, the industry anticipated that 457,000 electric cars will be registered in 2024, which should have accounted for around 23.3% of all new car registrations. However, the latest outlook shows 94,000 fewer cars will be registered, totaling just 363,000 with a market share of 18.7%. The situation is even worse for vans, with the outlook halved to just 20,000 units expected to be registered this year, a 5.7% market share against a 2024 target of 10%. The mandated targets have given manufacturers no options but to subsidise their sales, incentivising fleet, business and consumer EV sales through an estimated £4 billion worth of discounts. Despite this, the industry looks likely to fall short of the 22% EV market share demanded, and potentially creating a £1.8 billion bill for compliance for those for missing their targets for cars alone, either to government or to competitors, most of whom manufacture their EVs abroad. Van manufacturers will face further costs, with market demand drastically behind the ambitions set by the mandates. The result is a total compliance bill of almost £6 billion in 2024 alone, with costs set to mount even more next year. With global manufacturers already making production cutbacks due to weak EV demand, losses of this scale could force brands within the UK to withdraw from the UK market and cause global investors to question the UK's appeal as a manufacturing destination. That is scary stuff. Mike Hawes, who is the chief executive at the SMMT, said the following: "We need an urgent review of the automotive market and the regulation intended to drive it, not because we want to water down any commitments, but because delivery matters more than notional targets, I should say. The industry is hurting. Profitability and viability in jeopardy, and jobs are on the line. When the world changes, so must we. Workable regulation backed by incentives will set this up for success and green growth over the next decade. Rapid action to stimulate demand and adjust regulation to reflect market realities is urgently needed to safeguard the sector's potential to deliver £50 billion in growth over the next decade. A robust, competitive market would ensure greater volume of EVs reach the road more rapidly, a more important marker for decarbonisation than market share, and encourage greater investment in the UK manufacturing and the thousands of jobs it provides." Right, I mean, yeah, a lot to unpack there. Like I said, I already had a lot to say in in the Luton Van Vauxhall plant being shut. That announcement, I've already covered that in a separate video as well for you guys, so I won't tread over the same ground there. But yeah, basically for me, my conclusion with that is going to be the same as my conclusion with this personally, from all the information I have available, because this zero emissions vehicle, the ZEV mandates, that is part of the whole source of this problem really for me. That needs to be revised. They made estimates that are wrong, that are incorrect. It happens. It's very hard to predict the future. It's now an impossible. Forecasts sometimes don't happen. Look at the weather forecast. It's always wrong, pretty much. So they're very difficult to do. They're very difficult to do these forecasts. It's not quite happening in the way that it has. They need to revise these estimates and look at why these estimates were wrong, and then address the issues with them. The two main factors for me are simple. Well, might be three actually, to be fair. The third one that I was going to say, the final one, was the fact that you've got targets that were just too ambitious. Again, that happens. We also set expectations. Sometimes they don't happen the way that we want to. Sometimes it's just I mean, not to quote The Office, the US Office, one of my favorite shows. What Dwight Schrute said once was very prophetic. And it's a comedy show. What he said was very right. Sometimes there doesn't have to be a reason. Sometimes you just fail. That's life. And it's true. Sometimes there doesn't have to be a reason. Sometimes it could just be that they were wrong with limits. There needs to be incentives. I mean, there are incentives now, but going off the media that I've consumed over this and the research I've done, a lot of these incentives are sustainable. I've got a good friend who's just got a new electric car, and I was shocked at how cheap it was because of the incentives on it. That's honestly, it's probably not sustainable for the manufacturer. Great for the consumer, absolutely, but the manufacturer can't do that in the long term. This is not a flash in the pan. This is the future of the entire nation when it comes to its transportation. Because we all know that public transport's not good enough in the UK. You need a car these days, absolutely. And it's hard to have a car these days. It ain't cheap, no doubt. But yeah, there's that, and also there's just the infrastructure as well. The second thing, the final thing I'm going to talk about, because I started with three because I'm strange like that sometimes, I guess. But yeah, the infrastructure's not there. It's been improving slowly, but it's not been enough. There are incentives such as all new houses having a charging port, for example, in the UK, which is good, but in terms of the range anxiety that people have got when using public charging ports, the cost of doing that at times as well, people getting caught out without the complexity of it as well. Like, my dad's got 3 apps on his phone to charge his car. Like, why? Just plug it in. Why is it no different to a phone or a laptop? Just charge it. So the factors like that, and that all needs to be sorted out. And it will be. I'm sure it will be. But right now, the biggest thing is that they need to look at this ZEV mandate and they need to correct it. Simple as that. There is no two ways about it. This is not the government's fault. This is the previous government's fault. That people listening and watching outside the UK, we elected a new government in the summer through the general. These targets were set out by the previous government. The new government has now inherited these, because this is something obviously going to be going on until 2030, when they're meant to get rid of diesel and petrol vehicles entirely. No new ones being manufactured after that date, which I don't see happening. I think that's impossible. Personally, I don't see how we can do that sustainably. Happy to be wrong. We've got just over 5 years for it, and for me. But yeah, they need to get more incentives. They need to get the infrastructure there. They need to invest in that, and they need to revise the target. The first thing they need to do, revise those targets, because otherwise you are going to kill your golden goose. You're going to kill one of the biggest industries in the United Kingdom, that being the car manufacturing. People say that industry's dead in the UK. It's not, but it's not alive and well at the moment. It's alive, it's not well. It's sick, and it needs help. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on it? I want to hear yours in the comments below, because it's something I'm very passionate about. These are thousands of people's jobs on the line. Forget all the money, forget all the cars, right? These are thousands of people's jobs on the line. These are their livelihoods on the line. And they're going to lose their jobs, essentially. Thousands of people. Ford have downsized. Nissan and Vauxhall, they're getting rid of one of their plants and transferring up to Ellesmere Port. They're effectively downsizing. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys, because I know I've got a lot. And yeah, see you soon for some, hopefully, more uplifting news here on the motoringchronicle.com. But won't hold my breath on that.